for it? Is this just like a lone druid counter? Or is there something else that Snake King's working on here?
It's interesting because you would hope that the idea is that you pick the bristle early and they're sort of forced to address it, right?
Yeah.
And then like have to do something in their draft and then to be like, now you can't play core bristle. But you kind of look at it and you're like, well, I mean, I guess they kind of can't, right? Especially with the Viper coming up. But then the Viper's still so good against the other cores that, to me, it doesn't really feel like the support bristle has like fooled anybody. Like
Right.
I don't think you've really messed up their draft all that bad here.
No, they must just think that it's actually that good, which I'm curious to see how it works. And again, for anybody that's not been playing all that much Bristleback or taking the Facet for a long time, people were saying that this was like actually the bad one to take for a while. But on a support, it feels like it makes more sense. It's pure encouraging everybody to have a little fun out there.
Of course.
He's having fun. He's playing the Lone Druid again.
Both of these teams are well known for their all chat, having a good time here. So they're just going to pause it up here so they can really enjoy the moment here on the stage.
Absolutely. They are ready to go at a moment's notice once all the mic issues have been sorted out, which it does look like they are fixing those right about now and getting ready to get underway yet again as game number 1, again for top 3, trying to secure this one. TI 11 winners is what he says. Mar, I mean, this is really just the all chat heaven.
Well, they got lots of time for it. Now they have to focus back on the game here, as we are still just before the Bounty Runes, in case you forgot. I know, short attention spans.
It happens to the best of us. And out across the map, they will go. Amar playing on his Underlord has not always looked the greatest in the earlier series as Whitemon gets chased. Oh, Soxa keeping that Enchantress alive with a Scatterblast shot.
Have ourselves of course, the long range. We saw some snaps messing around, go for some of the other facets, but we are back to the big Scatterblast, the snipe from downtown. Helps lead into kills there, makes life easy. Also, again, an amazing pairing with this Mars. We've talked about the Willow a lot as a duo. Snap is probably the other, second best one, I would say, to go alongside that Mars. So looking for another good game here for Ramses.
Whoa, early gank, not what you were expecting. Thompson in some trouble. Snake King getting ready to dive underneath the tower. You weren't ready for that, buddy.
He just never left.
Oh, wow.
Kind of stuck around in the beginning, thinking, hey, maybe I can make use of this Bristleback. So that's a play that probably won't work again. I mean, gives an excellent advantage early.
How many more games do they need to play? I mean, how many more times does that need to work? That's a great start in what could be and what seems to already be a bit of a tough matchup, because as soon as he comes back in, Malrine starts taking the deeps. 6 stacks there and drops down to 80 HP. That's scary.
Yeah, you heard the panel talking about Thompson could go for this Dazzle and of course ends up with the Viper, but it's all the same idea here, is that there's not really a good laning solution here for Falcons. That's why you're going to see that play from the Bristleback, but even with that kill happening, you're still going to have a very hard time doing much in this lane. We're going to see a lot of creep pulling shenanigans here for sure.
Good option, and you can see already Snake King is somewhat low on resources, going to need to heal back up with that salve to make sure it does not get broken by the Snapfire, as Ramsey's also taking a bit of a beating. And in the meantime, Malrine just can go in for a Boundless Strike, but will get a good chunk of these creeps tonight out, most likely. That's another big hit. But of course, that constant spam will cost something for him. Thompson about to get that bottle delivered out. We'll see if they decide to bring any more heroes over to help out Malrine, because honestly, the way that this is looking, if you get a couple more levels up on Thompson, he's not going to be able to approach the creep wave.
No, that moment is definitely approaching quickly, so you have to hope that your side lanes are going to be going a little bit better, right?
6-0 already, and you can see that the DK not having the best of time there, but down bottom, we're seeing Pure off to a decent start, facing off against Crit and Amar in this side lane here to the side.
Yeah, got some pretty good potential for global mobility here on Falcons. You're going to have the Gate, and then you have Monkey King, who pretty much is global these days with the Simeon Scribe facet. Snake King, that is a lot of stacks.
That's right. Finds them, kills them. And something that you don't necessarily love when you have this full-bore Snapfire is getting a melee hero up in your face.
That's what Bristleback is aiming to do here. And hey, you know, another advantage of Simeon Stride is he get back to the fountain faster.
True.
So even if your lane is a bit of a disaster, you just gotta skip and hop your way all the way back home here, like Malrine's gonna do.
Yeah, I mean, for getting a first blood, you're looking at these CS numbers across the board. Tundra are kind of wrecking
Look what he's doing. He's on the move. He's come down bottom.
Oh my god, says who needs mid lane?
Nope.
I mean, if they gank me, I'll gank you. Move forward, try to find him. Pure Blood able to get the fear out. Can't quite get the distance though. And the root, a very timely one. And Pure stays alive.
Well, for now, remember, it's Simeon Stride, so Malrine maybe still considering things here. Boundless up in 4 seconds.
Bushwhack at the ready if they wanted to try and throw it. Malrine, again, nobody is in the mid lane right now. It's just sitting there. They jump forward, try to kill him, and they get him. On the other side of the map, Snake King did go down to Saksa. And yeah, this is going to need to be some type of a change because he's stealing creeps now.
Yeah, does he just get these over to Amar, make his way back to the mid? I guess that'll be the plan. He's found gold in a different way here by getting some kills down at the bottom lane, but...
Now, everybody out there, I know Dota's changed a lot. We don't normally have a 2-0-3 lane structure. But even if that's what we're seeing here at this point in time as he comes back mid.
Catches enough here to be kind of okay. Jeez, Thompson is going to be 6 relatively soon here on this Viper, though. And that's when you truly will not be able to come back here. It's even going to be difficult to try and make a gank, some sort of rotation or play. He is just going to be a very stable Viper, and I'll be curious to see what he goes for. Does Thompson want to go for that typical style that he has of just playing really aggressive? Will he go for something like the Gleipnir that the panel was talking about, or will he be a little bit more just, I am the turret in the tower, and rely on this catch from his team? Because he does have some here.
Right. I mean, it's, unfortunate cookie there. Not quite what they were looking for. But yeah, there's a lot of freedom in this game because he's not laning against anybody. It's PvE at this point for the Viper. And so the question is, how does he take this early lead that he's built up and translate that into the rest of his team doing well?
Just seeing this monkey jump all the way back. No TPs this time. And one range creep comes through.
God.
Glorious.
It's just a little bit of water in the desert of farm that has been this Monkey King's lane. Just a drop.
And Thompson will take the high ground again immediately there. Now with the level 6, Malrine is out of there.
Yeah.
Gotta go find something else to do. Yeah, you got nothing. So it's quick jumps down the bottom lane though, and you do have this Hoodwink. Crit still saving a point here between the Bushwhack and the Acorn shot.
Let's see what they can do. Pure right on top of him. The chase, a couple more hits. He doesn't even really feel confident to go for this right now. Whitemon made the move over.
There's 4 heroes down here overall.
I mean, Snake King now turned upon. Fear comes out. Second round hits, and Snake King is dead. Malrine wants to get this kill and appears so badly. Crit moving into position. Amar tries to take him down, and the Bushwhack connects. They find 2. They needed that one.
He's going
back. Get another? The blood grenade is out, and Saksa also going to be in trouble. A double for Amar.
Bold one there. Notices that there's not a lot of resources left in that snap anyway, so he can kind of risk it a bit there at low HP on Malrine because he needs all the farm he can get. It's an interesting version of lane bleed here. Typically it's because one lane's going so well that the mid shows up other places. It's not often that his lane is so terrible that he's forced to make these rotations, and it almost looks bad, right? It kind of looked like Snake King was going to go down, then Malrine's kind of low, they don't get the finishes there, but that Bushwhack from Crit saving things.
Well, and again, this Viper is so slow moving around the map, even with boots, that these types of rotations, if you're not finding kills, it's actually kind of bad. Pure will not have a bear and is just sitting off to the side in the mid lane. Will need to back out. Can Thompson find anybody to connect onto? Okay, they have him for the moment. Good damage out. The stun. Skitter in trouble. The Mud Golems will break a TV, so they will manage to find a kill. Thompson makes the move.
Yes, okay, there we go. They've been waiting. They've been very patient. Okay, let them have their cheers. Moon commanded. Very good. Excellent following of instructions. That's why they're so good at Lego in this country.
Okay, I got it. It makes a lot of sense. As Thompson looking for another one now. If he steps forward and manages to start right-clicking you, you are going to die in this game. The strongest hero by a pretty wide margin. With that said, Amar, with those couple of kills and being involved in it, has actually went to the top of the net worth chart.
Yeah, hoping to sort of match these plays, right? If you're going to be going around, following around this Viper, you're going to be there with the gate eventually. Still holding the point right now, if they can find a moment. And he wants to get the Atos too. I love Underlord Atos.
Yeah.
It's like one of my favorites. You know, actually able to start fights, help your team out a little bit here. Nothing sadder than an aura bot Underlord who just can't help like get that one little bit of the fight started. We'll see if he commits for it.
Seems like it could be a pretty nice answer for them. And obviously a good way, off the back of a stun coming from DK to set up for anywhere around the map. As Pure, they're actually going to drop the gate. Crit thinking about going through that one. Amar comes through. Crit does go down. Now Pure in trouble. Pure will fall, but they get the break onto the DK. DK starting to fall as Amar wants to get out through the gate. Will manage to, but instead it's right there to the side. Oh. And Ramses was very ready.
Rain tries to come in to maybe find something else, but he's just going to be cleaning up some farm.
Well, they're hurting Pure. He has not had a good game. The unfortunate part of this is that the rest of Tundra is doing quite well. Wait a minute.
They bring down that big Underlord here, but it's Ramses.
And now he in a little bit of trouble too. Malrine will get caught by that spear. Snake King looking for the slowdown crit. Ramses already drops the arena. The Boundless is out. Do they have enough to chase him down all the way? Cookie gets a little bit of extra distance, but Crit is there with the bushwhack and the finish.
I mean, the armor is just ridiculous.
And now Soxa might be in even further trouble as they're stacking up that goo, hitting away onto this Snapfire. Snake King, will he go down? No.
Like, Crit's got the Blightstone too, right? And so they're tagging up onto that Mars, and then just even the earlier points in the Acorn shot is so much damage because of the tree bounce facet.
This has been a very bizarre game. We've got 15 kills in just under 10 minutes. And it doesn't really feel like it's going to slow down. It's this battle of, the moving turret of the Viper versus this, continual blast coming from the Monkey King all over the map, setting things up. Pretty unique game. But will they be able to keep it up? How are you feeling about the way that the next couple minutes work out here?
I think a lot of it depends on the itemization. And so going through that, we see that Amar did indeed bail off of the Atos. He's thinking about the mech instead right now. He's already purchased some parts for it, so he seems to have committed. I think part of it is that there's not someone super slippery that you necessarily need the Atos for, and Skitter's going for the Blink first. So knowing that that's going to be available in the DK, you don't want to double down too much on this early initiation. So instead, he's really convinced that Malrine is going to hit these Boundlesses, right? He's going to start them off. That's going to get them into the bushwhack, and then he can just sort of roll his way in or TP his way in on the Underlord, and hopefully that's going to start a good fight for them. He feels like they don't need the Atos. So that's how it works for Falcons. And then, of course, on the side of Tundra, we're just playing Viper, right? He's holding this haste rune right now. They can just stand behind him, feel comfortable, and just push this tower with the catapult.
Getting good usage, at least for now, out of this gate means that Ramses will be an easy target. That does immediately mean that there's also going to be a rotation towards mid as Tundra secure the tier 1 tower there.
Yeah, they all hop through the gate down to the bottom.
Are they going to try and pressure there too?
It's very low in the tower, so there is some good wards there, as you can see. But it's just going to result in Pure retreating back to the jungle as he finishes up his Maelstrom.
Crit tanking a Viper Strike. As a haste rune, this is a big moment for Thompson. He doesn't have Viper Strike, though, used in the mid. Could still drop a lot out on them. Malrine, recognizing the danger, is going to back away. Amar drops the pit and runs right into Pure. This is pretty much nowhere left to go. So they'll find Amar, misses on the spear. Mech tries to buy a little bit of extra time, but in the end, it will be enough to take down that Underlord.
Yeah, they weren't able to chase down Snake King since they didn't have the Viper Strike, but they got a much more important kill there onto Amar. So Tundra keeping things pretty even here. 10-7, gold, very much equal at the moment. Amar is still the big one on top, but he's not really the person who gets to decide a whole lot in this game. He doesn't have the full freedom to just walk and guarantee that something's going to occur for his team. He does need that little bit of help from his DK and his Monkey. And they're just finishing up these first items.
A little bit of...
Mostly Skeeter's finishing up his first item. He has a blink because Malrine has gone triple Wraithband.
Yeah.
He wants to be involved and active, and he knows that he can't wait for these bigger items.
Well, and, I mean, it's because of this. Look at how Tundra is playing. And they're actually even going to drop the arena right onto Snake King. This Bristleback will get caught, pushed up to the high ground, but Falcons, are they coming to try and contest this? Skitter jumps forward. They have the control onto Thompson, down low, dead. Now looking for more. They had the pit and the kisses coming out. Wukong's command used, but no extra ability to control. The spear is there, and it looks like the trade is going to be the bristle for the Viper and maybe finding more. Skitter there, crit with the follow-up, jump forward, great boundless strike, and Pure's bear is just running off to get killed.
That's another hero if they can get it.
And they bring it, oh!
Only the root.
The recall. Yeah, the resummon there.
Make sure he keeps it nice and healthy. Very nicely done. I mean, that's kind of the punishment for arenaing just on the Bristle. Yeah, they were hoping that it just would immediately give them a numbers advantage, but because they brought in the Underlord who has this mech, like, there's no early auras here on the Radiant side they're going to help out, right? So they just kind of bet on the fact that auras would be stronger for them on the side of Falcons, and they'd still have enough damage left in the tank after Snaking died to just go straight for the aggressive. And they were correct. That's a little bit of a help, though. The Pavis finished up here for Whitemon.
Yeah, anything to try and power these guys up a little bit more. Gleipnir, they're working on it for Pure at the moment. Malrine, up in the trees, will run right into Whitemon. Now, this was the 14-minute wisdom that they were aiming for. Cookie, chase. Malrine running away. They dropped the key onto the low ground. Dude, these fights are really bizarre, the way that they've been starting and stopping.
Yeah, and he's still down bottom right now with Ramses coming in close. No blink just yet.
Hunting, wanting to find this Underlord, who does stick around a bit too long, and the pit is dropped. He's still going to back away, maybe trying to bait them in. I think that his distance is too far for them to catch up.
Now Snaking's in behind with Malrine as well.
Wait, what's going on now?
They're thinking about, I think they were just convinced he was going to get caught. He drops a ward there as well. So
Ramses, they don't see him. Oh, there they do now. And they got him. Ramses in a bit too far and will get killed off. So they bait out the movement and managed to kill Ramses.
What an insane wraparound play from Falcons.
That was pretty wild.
That was so unexpected. Ramses just totally busted there. I mean, he didn't even get the gold for his Blink Dagger, so that's going to be the death cost. He's going to have to come back. He doesn't have that immediate, let's just go smoke out with my new Blink.
Right.
He's got to go hit the jungle again.
In the meantime, Falcons building up these stacks. So a triple of Ancients, double on the hard camp, and a stun is used onto Thompson. Not many places to go, and if you're found, well, you're going to be killed. Malrine takes him down again. Who needs a laning stage, honestly?
And he's slowly catching back up now, 1,000 gold behind. It's just this single target focus they have there, right? Big physical damage onto this Viper. Force Staff will do a lot to help him, but that's a pricey recipe that he's still quite a ways away from.
Right. Well, and again, you know, you look at these heroes, there's good net worth on Pure, good net worth on Thompson, but it does sort of have this feeling where they're getting outmaneuvered around the map. Double wards placed down by Whitemon as Crit and Malrine head through that direction. This Mars Blink Dagger feels like it's going to be something that maybe can turn the tides a bit more into their favor.
Yeah, been waiting a while, and then additional control coming out from the Gleipnir down on Pure.
Well played, hits the full bore, and Malrine just caught. Off to the side, Soxa making the move that they needed. Support's getting together for it. And another round, Snaking, hit, full bore, punch, done. A double kill for the Snapfire. The stand-in coming in clutch.
And we heard the panel talk about how, like, it's not that good with the Spear versus the Bristleback, because it turns you, but it's only for a second. But with the support Bristle, it's kind of good, because it's not like he's stacking up a ton of survivability on this Bristle quite yet, right? So it only really takes, like, one good shot from the front to take away half his HP from Ramses there, just obliterating Snaking with the help of Soxa.
Well, both teams just throwing haymakers back and forth at each other, but now with an Atos done, maybe this could be a smoke-up opportunity for Falcons. They're getting together in the mid lane.
Crit's seen what happened to his mid laner. You know, he's level 10, Malrine's level 9.
Oh, God.
Saying, it's all right, buddy. I'll get my Gleipnir. You know, I'll start with the Atos. I'll start setting this up. I might need to scale a little bit here on this Hoodwink.
An understandable feeling as they push out that wave. Now Snaking farming underneath a Radiant Ward. Do they feel confident enough to make this move?
There is a mech here on Soxa if a fight breaks out, and that's
Jumps
the break.
forward.
Yeah, man, they don't care.
It's a little distance away, and Snaking just barely lives, and now Thompson, he's in too far yet again, and they're gonna kill him. Just like clockwork, they run on in, and Snaking surviving.
It's like Secret Agent Soxa there. Do you see that cookie?
Yeah.
You go in, I'm going this way, but I'm surviving. I gotta keep my stocks high for after this tournament.
Man. Well, Malrine wanting to get a little bit of retribution here. We'll go for the chase down, and Snaking moves on in. Arena, turn, find, kill. Can they get more? Crit is a pretty juicy target for them. He talked about how much net worth and levels this guy has. Gets to the far side, but Ramses was already prepared and on position. So Falcons end up losing to Tundra.
Yeah.
Back at it again.
Isn't it fitting that it's Malrine sitting there waving with a little high five, thinking, oh, we're going to kill you there, Soxa, and he just mechs, but he's the guy who runs away and survives.
It's true enough.
Bit of a teammate's baited-in problem there.
And now, Tundra, feeling confident, they can just run right into the pit, make the move. TP coming from Snake King. He takes down that ward immediately. Now, do they realize what's going on? There's no pit, actually, excuse me, the Underlord ulti for 30 seconds. But Amar starts to make the move over. Roche getting somewhat lower. They're in this area, and already they've backed away on the side of Tundra.
Yeah, they just decided to retreat way out there, feeling like they really want to make sure they have this arena here. Whitemon will get caught, but it's an edge.
Boundless, a lot of heals come through.
It's an edge.
Now in trouble is Skinner. He gets punished. Whitemon gives him the tip, and can they find more? Snake King, he's rooted. They can't quite get the connection of the bear and the cookie together, but Falcons not getting what they needed in that one. Again, an absolute slobber knocker of a match so far, 20 minutes in. It's just been back and forth, Trent.
Yeah, I like that positioning from Tundra too. Just recognizing like, hey, we don't want to fight like quite yet. Let's back away, see what they do. They overextend a little bit. You get the punish because both teams kind of playing the same in this, you know, who gets jumped essence, right? Trying to blow up this edge with the overprotective wisps can be very hard. Trying to blow up the bristleback could cause you some problems as well, thanks to the goo shooting out all over your allies. This time it's Falcons. It feels like getting the jump in this one is not necessarily the easiest thing to do, especially because, you know, if you go for the jump on the bristle and you miss out on the kill, then you get this big TP coming in from the Underlord, but on the other side, right, Ramses is just baiting out Whitemon, waiting to jump in with the arena, so 20 minutes comes up, it's daytime, Tormentor rises and quickly falls. Soxa will get the shard.
And then immediately back to farming. Pure.
He has been just hitting creeps all game. Every time I look at him, he is just farming up a storm right now.
Well, and it's interesting too, because you don't normally see lone druids with this many deaths. He really got a lot of pressure on him early, but has definitely recovered and is feeling good at this point in time.
Yeah, living a lot in this ancient camp here, but as you can see there, still a little bit behind some of these other heroes. Yeah, I guess he's more so neck and neck with Amar, as well as Skeeter there. We're also quite farmed right now. And that's just going to give us a little bit of pause here. Everybody just hanging out, getting themselves a bit of gold. Now going back to their Tormentor. This was another thing that we saw with the bristleback players.
Yeah.
Just opting, I mean, with the core, they just go for the goo into the shotgun Aghanims. As support, you can goo it up a little bit first just to help yourselves get it. And Crit gets a little bit more help here. The Hunter's Boomerang here to try and amp up this incoming spell damage.
That one will be a nice one for him. And resets the net worth between these two teams to just about even again. You can see it's really just a battle of the two mids not getting a ton of farm, bottom of the cores, but it's the position fours that have really stepped up in this game and are kind of carrying the load.
Yeah, it is funny. Hoodwink and Snapfire, they're both super similar with how they can scale too, right?
Yes.
Not so much anymore. They nerfed a lot of those aspects of the little shredder, but you know, eventually it can happen. But Hoodwink, you can get into that Glyphnir, feel pretty good about it.
Smoke up from Falcons. They're not really in a position on the side of Tundra to get caught by this. Playing a pretty good defensive positioning. The question is, what are Falcons going to try and do when this smoke does not work? And is the answer just run right into Roche?
Yeah, I think this feels pretty good for them.
Pretty bold move.
Tundra were really close to just getting it up top. Pretty much for free. Right now, they don't have any vision down here. They don't necessarily know this is going on.
Well, they seem to be moving that direction, but maybe the call is just to give it up.
I mean, they already left as well from Falcons. They're gone too.
Dude, they're just...
Both teams just really worried about doing something too risky here in the pit.
I mean, it is fair. The fights have tended to go the favor of whoever ends up
and there's a
in
fresh
that first jump.
Just delivered to Crit. He's going to lay it down here.
This is big.
Now again, they don't want to jump this edge and then get punished for it. That's why Whitemon runs in first.
Steps forward, smoke breaks, immediately takes out that ward.
They just can't jump him.
Yeah, and now they walked into the pit, but look at this, Pure sending in that bear.
All right, this is terrifying.
The invis room, he sees everything. Pure is seeing absolutely everything on this map right on top of Crit. Are they going to be able to get the initiation that they want? Jump forward, arena down, catches onto two, the fear comes out immediately afterwards. That bear invis room rune was exactly what they needed as they're going to take down Skinner to boot. They do lose the Snapfire, but look at that jump. What a performance. Tundra getting the perfect rune.
Yeah, taking their time, right? Getting through the river, grabbing that, and Falcons, they're worried. They're trying to make sure they're in good positioning. First, they send in Whitemon, remove one ward. That's going to reduce your idea about what's going on already from the side of Falcons. And then an Invis Rune Bear. Like, hard to play around that. Didn't have enough detection down to try and find something like that. And that's going to give this Roshan right over to Tundra.
Oh, as we see this replay.
Just Ramses, I mean, you can't ask for anything better, right?
Oh, yeah.
They do it perfectly in sync.
And the fear. Oh.
Imagine if he had the shard on the Mars.
I know.
We would have the double shish kebab there.
Not the play that Falcons were hoping to see in that one.
Amar barely gets out, considering there's Nether Toxin beating into him as well.
That was so close to, yeah, just being another death that would have completely fallen apart. So Tundra manage now to get themselves a 2K gold lead and finding Snaking. Malrine is nearby. Ramsey's making a pretty bold move stepping forward, but with Thompson nearby, they feel confident in this play. Snaking dropping lower and lower. Crit is in the area and just going to boundless and walk away.
Still chasing here. They're going to find Amar.
He's got to run. Double Gleipnir's finds him. Trying to escape. Pops the pipe. Does have TP, but there is no way that he's getting out of this one. And when the Horde catches up to you, they'll take him down. So Tundra firing on all cylinders after that Roche fight.
Yeah,
if you're Falcons, how do you reset a little bit here?
You see what he's doing. He goes up top. He cuts the wave. Gets some pressure onto this tower. 24 minutes. He's going to come down. See what's going on. Maybe even finish off this tower.
Look at Ramsey's getting set up and prepared just in case. And yeah, you can see he's not going to go for it. In the meantime, this is what's barreling down your tier 2s. Yor starts to hit away at it with the bear. They take that tier 2. Still a tier 1 alive on that bottom side of the map.
Yeah, but just happy to take all of the space, all of this farm. And does not feel good jumping into this. And the problem is that if you want to wait this out for the 3 minutes, Thompson's going to have that Aghanim stuff by then. And then we're going to be nosediving.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, just seems like something he would have to buy to make this hero more interesting.
That's true. It's like he
found a way to play Viper.
The only mobility thing. It's kind of a bizarre one. But, of course, the upgraded corrosive skin as well can be kind of nice for them. As we're going to get a quick pause here. Ready to voice line as per usual.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Brad.
Glad that ensuring that Cinder gets his voice line out there. Available now, in-game.
Nailed it. 16-16 with the 4K gold lead, Aegis in hand for the Viper, and Tundra. Not that much that they're afraid of at this point, but there is still a couple things. Like if they can get a good initiation off, Skidder finding somebody. Who is like the ideal target that they open up on?
I mean, that's a good question. It depends. Like, if you feel like you can actually get Ramses before it's BKB, that would be nice, because he is definitely the main thing that controls these fights. There's also the aspect of just like the minus armor onto someone like Thompson, but because of the Aegis, obviously he's going to be positioned up front. You don't really want to kill him first, so in a dream world, it's probably Ramses.
Okay.
That would be great. But, obviously he knows this. That's why he is a BKB. That's why he has 2,600 HP. He is a hard hero to jump.
Well, on a smoke up. Now cooking forward. A little bit of an interesting one there. He's getting some extra move, the heal, and eyes potentially towards this Dragon Knight. Found. Sign sealed delivered and broken TP away. Not gonna happen.
Oh, that was his 9-second BKB
and
use
the
as
crowd.
Well. They wait to make sure it's his Thompson. Okay, yeah. Well, we can cheer. Yeah, okay,
now
good.
They're looking for more. Snaking. TP's out. We'll be able to make that one work.
Yeah, no more control left there. They're hitting quite a bit with this Aegis here. Pressure all over the map. Reducing the farm area of Team Falcons. Couple of kills, couple of towers. Gotta say, this is going pretty well.
Feeling good about themselves and what they've been able to do so far. And with a catapult in hand, see where they decide to go with this. It looks like they're ready to maybe go up high ground. Nobody's been able to deal with the catapult yet.
Yeah, and there they go.
Immediately in, Arena down, feared, a lot used just to find the kill onto Snaking, and in fact, Ramsey, you can see, takes a lot of damage. Pure, the bear ends up going down. Now the resummon. The rest of the team still far away. They can Underlord ulti in if they want, but this is dropping so quickly.
Yeah, they're still holding mech here on Soxa. He has Greaves coming in here too, so this is not an easy team to push into. They just got to give up these racks.
Immediately takes it down. You can see how quickly it happens. They come in, Tundra, take the full set of racks, and we'll see if they decide to stick around for more. Still a minute left on this Aegis.
I mean, it's exactly when you wanted to go high ground, right? Because you have the Aegis on one of your heroes, and then you have Pure at level 18 on the Bear. So he's got the Gleipnir, he's got the Disperser, and he's got the last points there into the Bear necessities. So you get an 80% stat bonus on these items.
It's a lot.
And he's also got a Pupil's Gift, so perfect.
I mean, he does a ton of damage.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty.
So again, another situation where we've seen the early push-oriented lineup. I don't think we had thought that it was going to happen in this fashion, but Tundra now hold a pretty significant lead here in this game.
Yeah, and they're holding that middle of the map. They're going to get themselves another rune.
Going in for it.
And it's what won them the last big fight.
What more can they do? Nosedive at the ready. But maybe just going to try and secure the rest of those bottom towers there. Could be an easy pathway for them, as it is going to be reclaimed. And yeah, for Falcons, going to need to find ways to pick people off. And again, you do have like good avenues to do this. If Tundra ever end up splitting up at all, Malrine finds somebody, Underlord ulti in, it should be a relatively easy kill.
Yeah, they also have pretty good ways to just split push there. As you can see, the hero damage has been largely carried by Crit there, 13.7k. Have to do something there on that Hoodwink. Spamming all over everybody, and that's going to be the Gleipnir. So they don't really want to fight you. They want to fight you at the Roche, right? Try and contest for the Aegis maybe, if it's still possible at that point. But for the most part, I'm thinking Falcons want to delay things out here as much as they can, because you're going to see Tundra move as a ball a lot of the time here. So if you can split up, push a lot of these side lanes out, maybe try and reduce the XP advantage a bit because they're grouping up, it's really the best thing you can hope for. But again, Tundra recognize that we are super strong right now, so they just want to push together.
They do have a lot of big items that are queued up, and a decent amount of gold being floated too. So this 9k gold lead, maybe not a full indication of all of the build-up, a lead that they've got. A huge hit opens up and Thompson forced all the way away. That said, they were able to burn through that original bear. Ramses pops the BKB, jumps forward, wants to take down Skinner. Is it enough damage, though? It doesn't look like it. He's surviving through that. They miss on the bushwhack, but now Thompson, he runs forward. They need to take down this Viper. It's not going to happen. Viper stands tall and they jump in, find him, he gets out, just barely, as he is burning down in the fountain, but Tundra hit pretty hard.
They were all in on that kill on Thompson. Right? Aegis was gone. This was their moment. They'd waited long enough for this and not able to get the final kill there. The mech comes out, the heals are there. He's able to back away and then come right back from that high ground after surviving to dish out the big damage, get the break onto the DK.
They did hold that tier 2 tower though, worth noting. It's one of those that becomes pretty important, I feel like, against the bear. Because if creeps get in on any of those other side lanes, suddenly you might just get mega.
They're down here, they're actually hunting. Ramses jumped into one tree line, didn't find Malrine.
Proud, trying to give him a little bit of energy here as we move into the 30-minute mark. And Tundra, just so strong right now.
Very happy, I'm sure, to see that it's still there. Didn't sneak it away, but both teams, same idea here. Snaking and Whitemon gonna be grabbing the shards. So the hairball's out.
It's something. They need whatever they can possibly get at this point. That is for sure. As you can see, the way that the last couple minutes have all looked into the favor of Tundra, it all came off the back of that Invis rune, and then the Roche being able to take it. But still more room to grow. It's mainly just the lone druid, though. I mean, yeah, he has a butterfly done now.
So absurd. The stat bonus on that is just unbelievable.
Hasn't even switched it in yet.
Doesn't even need it. Doesn't even want it. I mean, he's got to run, you know? He doesn't want to reduce his movement speed.
That's true. Maybe he just brings it in later.
Yeah, he's got to get to the fight first.
Yeah, how many stats he's going to be getting, it's going to be really hard to deal with. And the other big problem is that even if you deal with him, I mean, you've still got the bear that you need to contend with first. But a sheep going to be on the way for Ramses too. As they spam out these lanes, push in mid, and the call is head on down to Roche. 25 seconds till it's going to be back up. A relatively short respawn timer. All of this stuff favoring Tundra.
Yeah, and Falcons are going for the same idea of just trying to blow up a single hero and make sure there's nothing that can stop them. So the nullifier is done now for Malrine.
Okay. I mean, that might have ended up turning into Thompson dead if he had it in the last fight.
Of course, it is going back to the base on the courier.
Okay, so. Again, the pressure comes. Roche has respawned. They did not check this on Tundra. We'll see if they decide to go back for it or if they're going to feel content just keeping a firm control of this map. Nullifier coming out now, and a Crimson Guard completed too. But yeah, it does have that feel that a contention here is really needed.
He keeps sending it back.
Does he? Oh, he doesn't want to reveal to them that he has it.
He doesn't want to reveal his nullifier, so they're all in on that one assassination play. He's trying to make sure he's like in vision so that it updates the top bar, right? So if you click, it won't show that he has the nullifier. So he's going to show on that wave. And then he can deliver back to himself and be oh so sneaky. All right, this is it. This is his big fight.
I mean, they put everything into this. The nullifier reveal. Thompson is showing on this creep wave too. They can burst him at the start. The jump
we've seen this before.
Thompson found. Nullifier bringing him down low. Broken, damage, out. He gets the nosedive away, but he is going to fall. And now Pure, they find the bear. The root is there, and they're going to take it down too. The fight that they were waiting for, Falcons, they hide that nullifier and they get the kill.
There's 50 seconds until Roche is going to move. What is the plan here from Falcons? They're running to this pit as fast as they can right now. Do you take control? Do you wait for it to go through? Do you think you can finish it before 35 minutes? Because they're going to smoke up inside of Tundra, and they're coming in right now.
This is a big fight if they can do it, and there's no way that they can get here with the Viper, so this is a fight with 4. Amar is standing the ground.
Look at the positioning, wrapping around on top.
They've already used the pit. They got to be careful. Crit, he breaks the smoke. Now they back away. Whiteman off to the side. They find him with the Gleipnir. Ramses, Arena down. That's not what they needed, but still enough damage. They're taking him down. This is 4v5, and they're winning. There's an extra hero, it's the bear! The bear does not care as they jump in from Skinner, BKB out from Ramses. Falcons trying to do what they can, but it's not enough. Even without the TI winner, they do it.
Malrine's just gonna TP out, he knows there's no hope. Roche gonna run up top, but they will follow on Tundra.
Trying to take that one down, looking to secure this game number 1. Tundra in a great spot. 2 fights around that bottom Roche pit.
I gotta say, again and again, it just feels like the same story of just Whitemon is just going in and giggling at them.
Oh yeah.
Just sproinking along, right? And just, it feels like there's nothing he can do. And even though Ramses jumps in with the arena, it doesn't necessarily catch anyone, but it splits the fight. Malrine gets stuck on the bottom side. Crit also gets kind of stuck down here. And that's why Amara's just abandoned here. Speared north, so it doesn't matter if he's in the arena or not.
It's just so much damage out from Pure if they get it. And you can see how strong this Snot Rocket Fasten is. Pure's just like standing there doing nothing. The problem is they keep running right into the bear, so it doesn't matter if he's slowed, they still have the damage. 15,000 gold lead now and ready to walk towards high ground. Tundra on a warpath here in the lower bracket.
See if anything can dissuade them here. I can't think much will.
Oh, they're going to keep this pressure mounted. Keep running in. And while Moon did call that there was going to be a Viper in this game looking good, it's been all Pure. We also said there's a specialist. This guy knows what he needs to do on this hero, and now they find the Hex, find Malrine. Skinner jumps forward, wants to stun. Do they have enough to deal with these heroes? Tundra do lose one of the bear at least. Pure tries to back out. They're going to also lose Thompson. Maybe going a bit too far. Not quite connected. Do they have enough? Yes. The root is there. The heal comes out. The mech to control. Pure tries to get out of there. Meanwhile, Soxa gets up to the high ground, but they start beating into them. Do they have the damage to take down this bear? Pure Pure is still living through it. Pure is eating them up, but eventually they take down the Aegis.
Oh, but it's Whitemon now with the damage too. Brings down Skeeter in the back.
And now turning, hitting, punching, trying to kill, and yes, that's already another dead. Now the Boundless jumps through. Ramses gets killed off by Skeeter, doing the damage with the Mortimer's Kisses. Malrine does survive through it.
Oh, these are last chance buybacks. They're spending them all.
Dude, Pure is still alive. That bear is still alive too. Even if they killed him once, they couldn't do it again. Somehow Falcons are holding this, but Tundra just show how hard it is to kill these heroes.
Yeah, in the end, it's going to be kind of even, right? A couple buybacks on both sides here, but some pretty expensive and scary ones, especially Skeeter there on that DK. But look at that XP, 4,854 there, as a ton of damage starts to come out. This is classic Ench, right? Like all in the early, a bit of the earlier mid game. You're just running in, you're just this body who can kind of get ignored, but you're so good at scouting. But then, later on, the damage starts coming out with the impetus.
It's a serious big play, and you can see how much win probability has swung.
Another Hex.
As they find him, this Malrine cannot afford to die. He goes down. Does have buyback.
It was so close to coming back. What a great time to jump from Ramses.
The perfect answer, but look at this, Pure just tearing through those buildings, and now they find him again, the Bristleback. They're dying one by one by one.
Malrine has to buy back.
He uses it now. Now the control, the root is out, the Gleipnir is there. Can they find and control and kill these heroes? It's so hard to bring them all down. The dispels.
Look at the buffs and debuffs.
There's so many of them on every single one of these heroes. They will kill that bear, but it doesn't feel like enough for the buyback. It holds at least from them getting mega.
Yeah, looking to keep their middle lane here and get a few more XP points across the board here, I guess.
No buybacks in the game now, by the way.
0. We just did 15,000 damage on both sides, and according to this, no one died except a bear.
What a huge swing. Falcons trying desperately to stay in this game, but it feels like this inevitability of the lone druid and Pure playing it is just causing so many issues. I mean, look at the damage numbers, and it just feels like they can tank through all of it almost.
Yeah, a little bit more evenly spread there, as you can see on the side of Tundra, but part of that being that they have a support Bristleback. You know, you can't really blame Snaking too much. He's not there for the damage. He's throwing out the goos.
Absolutely.
Getting him good and sticky for you.
Well, we did see the Monkey King before he had to buy back queue up the Scotty, but ended up having to go back for the Mjolnir instead, which is obviously a pretty nice damage increase, but would have loved to be able to reduce that healing that's coming out.
Yeah, as you can see from Pure, just standing there. Good old Spirit Link.
40-minute mark coming up now. A lot of these Lone Druid games have been finished in, 20, 30 minutes, somewhere in that neighborhood.
This is such a good telescope game. Thompson just doing it for the team, right?
Oh yeah.
The nosedive, helps himself, helps his allies.
And with Falcons, knowing that if they get up to your high ground, it's going to be real hard to stop it. But likewise, you're seeing Tundra show a lot of respect, not wanting to head up high ground again and end up losing a fight. That is how you let the game swing back into the favor of Falcons. So they'll wait for the next Roche. Still 3 minutes till it's capable of respawning. Oh, or they're just going to go.
Well, I mean, there is a bit of worry about potential just pick-off, right? And they obviously have that in the heroes inside of Falcons, so I think you've already shown that you have the Blink Hex, that you can stay together. You see how strong Pure is. I wouldn't be too worried. You don't have to overcommit, But, Falcons, if they could just dangle a hero out here, throw a little chum in the water, maybe they can start a good fight for themselves.
Again, the buyback status, it's only Amar that has it right now. So if you pick off one hero, this all falls apart, except for Amar, who is going to show. Could think about a Hurricane play here.
Send the bear in.
The bear goes forward. They try and deal with it. Rooted. Gets the Dispel. Ramsey's still sitting there pretty as they'll walk into the pit.
Pure is just daring them to fight him.
It's really hard.
He's going to throw on the Defiant Shell and head in.
And now they move in. That's the tier 3 tower already. Gun starts hitting, but have they committed too far? It doesn't look like it yet. The Nullifier's out. The BKB is there.
Ramses.
They cookie and they run away the main hero.
He is lying in wait here on this Mars for that perfect opportunity.
And they might just do it again. I mean, if you're Falcons, you're thinking about having to go up against Mega Crimson. And Ramsey's jumps. A great arena catches onto 3. Meanwhile, Maureen, though, jumps in with Skidder off to the side. Nobody's died in that arena. But the jump away, tops in with the Hurricane Kite, gets a little bit of separation. Saksa walks forward. That is the Bristle, dropping very low. Goo on everybody. Ramses is dead off to the side. Still the Raptor standing out. Great boundless strike. The jump in finds Thompson. He's dead. Damage out from Wyvon. This Enchantress is hitting very hard. The buyback comes, but there's no buyback for Maureen. Skidder, they need to get more kills. They got to take a couple more of these guys down. Pure ready to hit right into him, but look at him. Wyvon up on the high ground. Only Mana can stop this spree. Coming from the Enchantress. Snaking. He's still standing there right up front and center, wanting to kill him off. The smile's coming from Ramses. He knows what's happening. GG is called. Wyvon, you're a monster.
All right, I see how it works. Stand on the low ground, you might miss. What if I just go into your base and start laying into you? It's a good idea.